in itself, but it has nothing to do with you being a female.
No.
Me, I think they need to have a transgender sports league working all the way up to the Olympic level.
Yep.
Because, like, right here where we live in Wichita, Kansas, it's a non issue. You have, what, three trans students in all of collegiate sports here in Kansas?
Yeah.
I think. I think that's it. Now, in places like New York or California or other places, they've got more athletes, and those athletes instantly garner attention. But for here, it's such a non-issue that passing gender banning sports laws don't make any sense because it's a non-issue.
Yeah.
Less than one tenth of 1% of all students who are participating in sports are transgender.
Yeah.
That is so small.
Yeah.
It's not worth putting a law into effect for it.
No.
But oh my God, that's not a girl. You're not a Christian either. You're judging people. Did I break a rule?
Yeah, because you have like what's her name, Riley Gaines, who freaking was on a Kansas.
They were on the campus of the college sports team or whatever, and
in Kentucky, and she was helping. What's his name?
No, she's from Kentucky. I thought.
She was swimming for Kentucky at the time that we had the Eric Schmidt freaking Republican runner against our governor.
And there's the Leah Thomas who was swimming against Riley Gaines.
Yes.
And like this happened in Kansas. I guess this happened on the premises of a college campus here in Kansas. But the only person who had an issue with it
Riley
was
Gaines.
Riley Gaines. Now, am I saying that Leah Thomas should have everything stripped from her or him? I'm not sure. What I am sure of, though, is that it's such a rare incidence here that we didn't have laws against it because it doesn't fucking exist as a problem here.
No.
Another state made it their problem to let this person be on the swim team. That's not on us. It's on that school. They want to be inclusive, okay. But like I said, if it starts becoming a problem, create a transgender league, but we're not going up against very good athletes. You're going against each other. You all want to be trans man, woman, intersex, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
You all want to be gender swapping people. You have your own sports league now. Now it doesn't matter. You could even be on steroids and fucking kill it. We don't care.
It doesn't matter what anyone says.
Yeah, who cares now? You got your own sports league. Run it, set some records, set some standards. For God's sake, be fucking professional about it. Well, we can't do it. We want to compete against these other people, these other sexes. Okay, if you have a dick, you are a guy. If you have a vagina, you are a woman.
Yeah.
If you identify as a female and you stand 6.5 feet tall and you're trying to play on a women's basketball team, but you keep getting elbowed in the dick by women trying to defend you from putting up a basket,
yeah,
basketball is probably not the sport for you.
No.
That or, again, transgender league.
Yeah.
Instantly solve that problem at all. Now, I'm not saying transgenders don't have the right to exist, but the case of actual transgenderism is so fucking rare that I knew about it, you knew about it.
Yeah.
But the kids had no idea. And then all of a sudden you got these
politicians.
No. You have these woke fuckstick professors and influencers. And come on, I decided I'm going to live my life as a woman. But you're not a woman. It's not hard math to do. And no, I'm not being a conservative asshat here. We're having an open dialogue about what we're talking about. If you disagree with it, let us know. Write a comment. Yeah. Like on my podcast, when it gets released tonight or tomorrow, when we're going to shrinking it, I'll probably get a lot of hate. And I look forward to every moment of it. Yeah, man. I got to move that over here. See, yeah, there you go. Yeah, make sure I'm camera ready here. But yeah, we're having a dialogue. We agreed on a lot of things, but the things we disagree on, Like, we disagree on quite a few things.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we call each other names. We go off on each other. I mean, he's called me some fucked up shit. And I've called him some equally fucked up shit. There's a time where I told him to go out to a gay bar, grip some dude's dick, rip his pants down, and eat that dick. He said, "Fuck you" back to me. I was like, "I'm sure you'd love to, but you're still thinking about that gay dude in the bar, aren't you?" He told me to fuck off every time I brought that up, like for 2 weeks. It was funny as shit. How that guy at the bar taste? Fuck you.
Yep.
And the funniest part is you're blushing about it. Yeah. Well, you're laughing, so we know you thought about it.
We've been friends for what? 20 years, 21 years?
Since let's see, 22.
Yep.
Or no, since 02 all the way. So it's been about 21 years.
Yeah.
Because my oldest friend that I have right now that I still have communication with is my friend Alan, and he is like, he gives me a call. I'm fucking leaving. I don't care where I am.
Yeah.
I'm at work. Bye. Boss, I'm gone. Got a phone call. Have to go. He's like, he is one of those friends where I will take a bullet for him, and I know he'll do the same for me. So. Yeah. And before you knew me, because you've known me a while, you've known I can be a badass.
Yeah.
Imagine that amplified by about 5 times.
Yeah.
That's the kind of crazy shit we were doing back then.
Yeah. This dude punched a brick wall at Quick Trip on Seneca and Douglas and cracked the fucking brick.
No, I cracked the wall all the way up to the top and all the way down to the sidewalk.
Well, still, you cracked the brick wall.
In one punch, with this hand. No bruising, no broken knuckles. Broken knuckle I got recently in the past, 3 years is from accidentally punching my dog, and her bone structure was better than mine. She broke my knuckle. Had to wait for it to heal up.
Yeah, and I think you're the reason why they did the remodel of the store.
Well, you remember the taco shop at Harry and George Washington?
Yeah.
You remember how the light pole was bent from the street side in, from the Harry side?
You mean Harry and Washington?
Yeah, Harry and Washington. You're on Washington, and it's bent inward from there.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that's bent is because I was biking with my friends. We were really high, really drunk. We are talking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get my bike to stop. I skid on some sand. I almost get hit by a fucking city dump truck that can't stop in time. I whip my bike around. I whip around and I'm about to hit the truck. I decided not to, so I didn't break my hand. I went and punched that fucking aluminum pole. That whole dent is from me swinging downward on it. Dented that whole fucking thing for 5 foot down.
Oh, wow.
From 5 foot all the way to the ground, that big dent that was in it.
Yeah.
One swing. And no, I'm not saying I'm invincible. I was just really pissed off. And yes, I have episodes where if I get that pissed off, I'm another kind of strong that I don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
But
Logan over here.
my wilder younger days.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, why don't you do this anymore? Because I'm grown. When I got friends, when you asked me, why aren't you coming over here and drinking? Why would I go over to your house to drink? Why would I come here? We're at his house. Why would I come across town to drink? I still got to get home. You think my wife wants to be bored off her ass watching me get drunk? Because my wife knows it's going to take more than 4 shots to get my ass drunk. It's going to take a couple beers at least. And I think last time we checked, me and my wife, it took 9 shots to get me to the point where, if we're talking slamming one after the other, fast, to get me drunk in an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to be that fast for it to, and you're talking half a bottle of alcohol for 8 or 9 shots. That's a lot of shots.
Yeah.
Like the bottle of peanut butter whiskey I have now.
Yeah.
I've taken 3 shots out of it. 3 whole shots. It's sipping whiskey. It's way too sugary. If you're going to get it, get Screwball peanut butter. It's better and it's not nearly as sugary.
Now, did I send you that screenshot where Imperial's coming out with Doritos flavored whiskey?
Yes, and I will never try that.
Yeah,
That's like the whole flaming Dorito thing. The one Dorito challenge. No, fuck you. I'm not going to do it. You've actually tried to get me on that trip. If you remember, really, you were trying to get me to that thing of like getting on our podcast and trying the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
And what I tell you?
Fuck no.
And why did I tell you fuck no? I gave you an explanation. Let's not forget that.
Your ass will be burning for a week.
Well, I told you the part about eating chips is the flavor.
Yeah.
Good barbecue isn't about heat. It's about flavors. If the heat complements the flavors,
yeah,
go for it, bitch. If all you're doing is trying to melt your tongue out of your skull, no thank you. I don't eat that shit. I actually know how to make my own homemade barbecue sauce. You know, you buy it every year.
Yeah.
He buys a jar of it, and apparently it goes down like gangbusters. Everybody who tries it loves it.
Yeah.
And it's not me boasting saying it's good. It's him. He's like, you got any more jars? No, I only make small batch. Like I make 6 jars, and then if I don't sell all those, I end up having to pour them out after like 6 months. Because there's a lot of flavor. There is some heat. There's like quite a bit of heat, but you can't tell me that shit isn't flavorful as all fucking hell. Like you can taste the different things in there. Because you were saying that Corey and Carmelina tasted it, and they couldn't get over they were like stunned by all the flavors in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of your friends were like, they couldn't believe it had that much flavor in it.
Yeah.
It had the heat. It brought the heat.
Yeah.
But it was also like mouth-wateringly flavorful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. My wife, I let her try some on a piece of barbecue beef, and she's like, oh, and runs to the fucking bathroom.
Okay. Did she wait for the taste to kick in?
Nope.
Then why are you giving her hot stuff then?
Just to see her run.
You should know. Go rub your tongue on the top of your mouth. Spread those flavors out. I guarantee you, instead of heat, you'll get flavor.
Yeah.
Because whenever I make the barbecue sauce, I stand on my tongue, swish it around, and then spread it on my tongue. Spread it out.
Yeah.
Instead of getting all the heat gives way to like the depending on what batch I'm making.
Yeah.
Like the Louisiana hot sauce.
Yeah.
The garlic, the onion, the honey. If I use agave, then you can taste the agave.
Yeah.
The agave and the honey taste almost the same.
Yeah.
Agave tastes like watered down honey.
Yeah.
And I use copious amounts of onions and garlic. I don't care. But
He's not a vampire.
I am, but you don't want to know what I'm sucking blood out. I know, lovely mental picture, isn't it? He's about to turn purple laughing here. Okay, but yeah, I make it different every time because different things, they're like if I taste something that's like if I manage to make barbecue sauce in the springtime, I'm gonna look for something like a blueberry ingredient, or a floral ingredient. And you've tasted some of those seasonal ingredients. They pop the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like you get this overwhelming floral burst.
Yeah.
And it interlaces itself throughout the flavoring. Like you taste the heat, you taste the flavor, then you get that one little weird flavor of fruit in there, and it's like I think one year he asked me like 5 different times what fruit I put in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you gotta tell. Yep. He had no idea what the fuck I put in it. And you know what I put in it?
What?
Mango changed the flavor of that whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it tastes so good, makes you want to slap your mama.
He's the one that tried it. I can produce my own barbecue sauce on demand, but I don't. But then again, unlike you, I'm multi-talented. I do tattoos, I do woodworking, barbecue making, grilling, and my daughter loves grilling. You give her chicken made from a grill, she'll eat that shit cold. She will let it sit in the fridge and get frosted.
Oh, wow. And
then eat it. Like, not a problem. Now we'll see how many times you lose shit on Facebook because this is live and we're cussing, right? That's why I labeled not for children.
Same here.
That's why my channel, for the most part, is labeled not for children, because I swear, and usually in my podcast, I'm drinking a beer. I'm enjoying a beer because it's been a hard day.
And belching.
Yeah, well, half is with beer, but I'm not doing anything violent. Have I asked anybody to kill anybody?
No.
Have I incited a riot?
No.
Have I asked people to grow a brainstem?
Yes.
Have I asked people to learn? Have I asked people to research?
Yes.
But have I fomented any kind of riot, insurrection, or civil unrest?
Nope.
They do. If the people do that from watching my podcast,
yeah,
then they woke up
yep.
from a sleeping state. It's not because of my podcast that they're going to get violent. It's because they finally woke up and realized that certain areas you have to be violent in.
Yeah.
But I'm not inciting violence. Now here's an interesting one. You saw the fall of Minneapolis, right?
Yeah.
Now, what did you think of that documentary? Because I watched it too. Full disclosure, we both watched it. I saw it before he did. He saw it and then texted me and said, "Oh, have you seen this? You got to see it." I'd already seen it like 2 days before he did. But go on.
George Floyd is not a saint. He was going to die any fucking way.
And I told you that when I found the original coroner's report. What did I tell you? Because I sent you a copy of it, did I not?
Yes.
And then you sent it to me thinking it was a different one. I got the one that wasn't highlighted. His ass downloaded the one that was highlighted and sent it to me. And then I looked at them both and I'm like, dude, these are the same fucking document. One's highlighted, one's not. And I told him, read it now. Instead of fucking just looking at the highlight, read the whole thing. And then I told you to look up the lethal dose of fentanyl and methamphetamines.
Yeah.
You did, and you learned, just like I had to a while back, that the amount he had in the system was lethal.
Yeah.
You could give that amount to 2 people, it would still kill both of them. But he was on a lethal dose of fentanyl. He would have died in booking. If they had arrested him and everything had gone like it usually does during an arrest, he would have gotten to booking and fucking passed away and had a heart attack right there.
Yeah.
Fentanyl would have killed him.
I can't breathe.
27 times as saying something means you can actually breathe. These are the laws of physics. Ask Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you have a 100-pound weight on your chest and you can't say something, you're out of breath. If you can say, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, if you're saying it that loud, guess what you can do?
Breathe.
You can breathe, motherfucker. And no, I'm not anti-George Floyd. I'm anti-dipshit and tomfoolery. Like on my podcast, I have long maintained the position that Derek Chauvin didn't intentionally go there with the intent to kill George Floyd.
No.
And I also said that Derek Chauvin wasn't responsible for George Floyd's death. And the documentary proves that Derek Chauvin isn't responsible for his death. The people are like, well, he was on his neck. And the documentary shows photos of that fucking exact pose in the book. And
he was on the back, not the neck.
No, he was on his neck. And in the picture of the training thing, it shows the officer in that exact. They match up exactly. Yeah. No, I took a picture of the photo.
Yeah.
And my wife went and had a clear version of it made.
Yeah.
Line them up. Boom. Perfect. That was textbook. So anybody's like, no, that was textbook.
Yeah.
They wanted to make a martyr out of a guy who's a career criminal. Am I discrediting BLM? No, BLM does that all by themselves. When they went out on a limb and started defending guilty black men who were breaking laws, that's where they went wrong.
Michael Brown
being a huge one. Now, on my podcast from a while back, he remembers it because he was there when it got made. He was around when it was made. You told me you listened to that bitch like 4 times. He listened to it a lot. But in my podcast, I point out that he and his friends were robbing a convenience store. He walks away from that to keep from getting caught. Him and his friends decimate the place. Then they leave. Not a few minutes later, he's walking down the road towards a cop, walks up to the cop in the cop car, tries to take his weapon out of the holster from the cop's holster so he can use it on the cop. The cop wrestles him off and then proceeds to shoot him as he is like he runs away and then he gets shot and he's running towards the officer and keeps getting shot and then he runs away again and falls down. I watched the video. I watched the full unedited video.
Yeah.
He's getting shot as he runs away. He comes back, gets shot 2 more times, runs away, gets shot a few more times. Michael Brown was not innocent.
No.
And I've sent you some of the videos of like him and his friends beating the shit out of the elderly in an apartment complex. Yeah. And Michael Brown was the one who went up and fucking knocked the old people sideways. He full on bear punched them in the side of the head. These are 80 and 90-year-old people. Yeah. They should be dead from him swinging. This is the guy who got a full ride scholarship for football, playing football. Full ride scholarship. Gave it up to be a gang banging bastard. And his parents, oh, he was an angel. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But all of this crap with BLM that George Floyd was a catalyst for, and they don't realize they're making a fucking saint out of somebody who was more guilty than he was innocent.
Yeah.
He used fake money. He was high. He was claiming he was claustrophobic. He was claiming he had COVID. He was claiming his mother had just died, even though his mother died 2 years previous.
Yeah.
When you say you're claustrophobic and you're in a small-ass van, considering his size, he's crunched up more than a minivan than he was in the cop car.
Yeah.
I'm claustrophobic. I can't take... No, you just don't want to go to jail. You broke several laws, so guess what? You're going to go to jail.
Yeah, and even the cop in the documentary said that he had dealt with George Floyd a year prior in 2019. Exact same.
Yeah, he was fucking downing the pill. He was downing the pills when they got busted. He was trying to swallow them.
Yeah, exact same circumstance and exact same behavior when he
when he got busted.
Yeah, when he was trying to be arrested. When dude was trying to arrest him.
And
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah, and literally had George Floyd been reported honestly, it would have been 3 or 4 sentence headline. That's it.
Yeah.
Black man pulled over and arrested for counterfeiting and possession of drugs. Died on scene. Will be missed. Survived by daughter. That's it. There wouldn't have been any other headlines other than that.
Yeah, but thanks to the woke ass media.
No, thanks to BLM, and then wokeism, and then that race baiting asshat, Reverend
Al Sharpton.
Reverend Al Sharpton. Well, we need to set a better. No, you need to have a better martyr. If you're going to pick a martyr, pick someone who's a stand-up civilian, a stand-up man in his community. Let him die. Then I will be behind you 100% of the way.
Yeah.
But a guy who has a fucking rap sheet that's not just tiny, it's quite extensive, and those are serious charges, and he's a drug user, a drug addict, and he's high on drugs and breaking several laws all at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy him as a martyr. He's a shitty martyr. I can't buy the narrative, well, he was a good man. No, he wasn't a good man.
Yeah. His daughter actually made a statement on the anniversary of his death. I can't believe my dad's gone. He was such a good man and a good father.
She doesn't know the man he was. She's too young to know the man he was. His true self, he was a drug-using, drug-selling, career criminal, if you will. He was in and out of jail. And he waited till he was, in his late 40s?
Yeah.
Before he had his daughter. And then all of a sudden, well, I got to be alive for my daughter. We're not the ones who decided to have a kid in their late 40s. You are. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not our problem. Our problem is you broke the law, and then all these people were like, I wish I hadn't called the cops. I wish he hadn't left his house. Just stay the fuck where he was.
Yeah.
You don't want to die, and you're high as shit. Stay the fuck home.
Yeah. But I needed a pack of cigarettes in here. I was going to take this $20 counterfeit bill and pass it to the freaking clerk.
Forget about that crime, too. I mean, he wasn't a martyr. He was a shitty martyr.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Brown wasn't a martyr, clearly, but everybody was like, they had riots over him dying. It's like,
yeah,
you have a riot over a gangbanger dying because you think it's just black police on black violence? No. What about the several armed black men during the BLM movement who literally would run towards a crowd of protesters? That way the cops wouldn't do anything to them. And then as soon as they walked away, the cops would fucking lay it on them as hard as they could, stopping them and then shooting them because they'd whipped out their weapons. He was an innocent black who was a felon who owned a gun and pointed at the cops and was attempting to shoot cops. Where the fuck is this angel person in that scenario?
Yeah.
It's the cops.
Yeah.
The BLMers are literally obstructing justice by their woke ideologies of, well, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, motherfucker. And I've been saying that the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
Not black. All lives matter, except for child molesters. Those people can go to hell and burn.
Yeah. I mean, look at Kyle Rittenhouse.
I was actually for Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, so was I.
And I still am for him. I defended what he did. Like, I sent you the video of what happened to him. Because you sent me some weird fucked up YouTube version of what happened. I sent you the full length of what happened. If I was in his shoes, I probably would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
They were going to kill him if he didn't shoot one of them.
Yeah.
He had to prove he could kill somebody for them to back the fuck off.
And you could like literally see one of the guys running up with a fucking gun.
A gun, a skateboard. That skateboard missed him by inches, if that.
Yeah.
And then when he shot them, yes, I understand there was a huge mess up because the riots going on. Police didn't understand what was going on. Not only did he go to turn himself in, he went back and turned himself in.
Yeah.
This is a kid who's not trying to escape any. Dude, if I'm guilty, fucking put me away. I don't care. At least I'm clean.
Yeah.
I can die with a clear conscience. That I respect. This crap of, well, we're going to destroy a city because we stand for Black Lives Matter. No, you're enabling criminals and sociopaths to fucking have a ball with you.
Yeah.
And they get away with whatever they want. Fuck you and that opinionation.
Yeah, and there was like several commentators talking about how they felt the judge was on his side because the judge let him pick one of the jurors, be a jury foreman, and
I don't know. I don't recall much about anything. I just remember people. Right-wing media was screaming that he's their darling. Left-wing media was like, this man's a murderer and he's crying like a fucking bitch. He needs to grow some balls and admit that he liked killing them. If you like killing people, you either belong in prison or the military. And usually the military doesn't take some kind of the people who enjoy killing.
Yeah.
I think he got a really, really low, mild form of PTSD from that event.
Yeah.
And as I have PTSD now, I didn't want it. Don't ever want PTSD.
Yeah.
When you have PTSD, even if it's very manageable like his appears to be, you have very emotional episodes.
Yeah.
Like when I was learning to wrestle my emotions again after PTSD, I would cry for no goddamn reason. Just start crying out of nowhere. Like when I was after I got out of physical rehab, I was waiting to go back to work.
Yeah.
I'd break down and just start bawling. I'm sitting there laughing at something, but I'm bawling my eyes out, and my wife be like, "What's wrong?" Nothing. I'm laughing, but you're crying for. It's like you're sad. I don't know what the problem is. That's all in your head. It's literally all. And no, I'm not saying PTSD is something you can snap your fingers and change. Depression, maybe. The PTSD, no. You have to learn to control it and to figure out your triggers. Whole litany list of shit.
Yeah, just like Kyle Rittenhouse, he's trying to get in at Arizona State University for the online courses. A few of the Arizona State University students are boycotting it, opposing it. Oh, he's racist. He's a murderer. We don't want him in our school.
Who cares what the students think? I get it if the parents don't want them around. They're the ones paying tuition, most likely. But the kids are like, I don't want to go to school with this person. I bet the people who went to college with, who was it?
Ted Bundy?
Yeah, Ted Bundy. I'm pretty sure the kids that went to school with him wouldn't have gone to school with him if they'd known he was a sociopath. Don't get a choice in that. I don't see Kyle Rittenhouse as a sociopath.
No.
I think if he could have prevented killing somebody, he would have. But in the circumstances he was left with, I would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have shot a few more people to get him to just stop fucking chasing me. These are people who don't give a shit. It's what's right in their book, not what's actually morally right.
Yeah, but yet during the trial, they portrayed the rioters out as victims.
What about all the stores they destroyed during that riot? Are they not victims? All the stores during all these riots that happened, where the police were getting frozen water bottles thrown at them, were they not victims? Okay. All because the left anarchists or the anarchistic left, we want freedom and we have to have it now. You ain't earned it. You just don't. You just want to tear everything down so you can have it the way you want it, and fuck everybody else.
Yeah,
that's not the way to run a country.
A radical utopia.
No, that would be an anarchistic utopia. Yeah. It's not. Anarchistic utopia is not something you want to see, because then if say I walk up to a guy and I want to fuck his girlfriend, I kill him, I get the girl. Some other guy wants to screw her too. He kills me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because there's anarchy, there is no law to that.
It's like the purge.
Well, that's the bad part about anarchism. And there are people who want communism to come back and take over in waves. The problem is communism has never worked. Mm. Every system in which communism is set up, it fails.
Yeah, see, just like here, what it was this past Thursday. What's his name? Volodymyr Zelensky flew to the United States, had a sit-down interview or meeting with Joe Biden.
Yeah,
discussing aid for Ukraine. He had a meeting with both the Speaker of the House and Chuck Schumer and in Moscow, Mitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell and Mike Johnson says, no aid until our own borders are fixed.
Well, as opposed with Ukraine, I think we made two mistakes.
And seeing Volodymyr Zelensky is now is despairing because of what's going on in Israel with Hamas. Because all eyes have been turned from Ukraine to Israel, and he don't like it.
Because it's taking away all of his funding.
Yeah.
We made two pivotal mistakes when it comes to Ukraine. One, we keep giving them money. I get they need money. They don't need that much fucking money. We're sending them the drones we're sending them are $1,000 a whack. Some of them are $5,000 a whack. And we're sending them all these drones that are reprogramming to become, how about with their war and everything like that. The second thing we did is promising them that we'd stick with them until they won. Well, what if they don't win?
Yeah.
We can't be stuck in another quagmire like fucking Vietnam.
Yeah.
We don't want a no victory outcome. If we're going to participate in the war,
or Afghanistan.
Well, technically in Afghanistan we didn't win, but the price was too high. It took too long to do it.
Yeah.
And for my money right now, helping Israel, good thing.
Yeah.
But don't tell them what to do. Back the fuck off. Let them get rid of Hamas.
Yeah.
A lot of Palestinians are going to get killed because that's the way Hamas operates.
Yeah. But there is some good news on that front. IDF has taken in over 36 Hamas terrorists that was blending in with a refugee camp just south of the Gaza
What
Strip.
I want to know is if these Hamas insurgents, these Hamas terrorists, are so good at hiding. I would go around asking their family members, okay, did you know he was part of? Yes, we knew he was. Then you either start turning them in, or we're going to kill you. We'll just start bombing the shit out of everywhere you live.
Yeah.
We will follow you and bomb everybody you know. Give them up. Make them give it up. Because you're not going to get peace if they're allowed to mix with the civilian, with the innocent people. And, well, dozens of people died today because you wouldn't come the fuck out and hand yourself over. We don't want to die. Neither do they, but they're willing to live in peace with the rest of the people. You want to annihilate them.
Yeah.
They're not trying to eliminate all the Palestinians.
Yeah, and you have three of the most high-ranking Hamas commanders not even in Gaza. They're in the UAE staying in a 5-star fucking luxury hotel while their soldiers are getting killed.
Well, you know what I'd be more worried about is misinformation. Like the death toll numbers we're not getting them from Israel.
No,
we're getting the Palestinian numbers from Hamas.
Yeah.
Which runs the hospitals.
Yep.
If the terrorist group that's trying to eliminate Israel is telling everybody they're getting, telling everybody what the death toll is, because they run the hospital there, I wouldn't trust that number anyway.
No.
I would say it was inflated.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, okay, everybody wants that hospital to be the one they go to. Get rid of Hamas. Turn Hamas. They know who Hamas is.
Yeah.
But I just want to live in peace. So does Israel. The problem is Hamas doesn't want to live with Israel at all.
Yeah, and see, our illustrious president says, can't we just set up a two-party state?
And fuck all the shit we've had to give up, and all the negotiations we made, and the peace treaty we have with Israel where we back them. Fuck all that, right? All because we are Palestinian, we need land. Stop having fucking 8 kids.
Yeah.
And then those kids all have 8 kids. And then those kids, pretty soon you're going to have a huge population to know where to put them because you live on with all the desert there is in the Middle East and all they can do to terraform it to be profitable and livable.
Yeah.
They don't do it. Well, we belong on that land. Well, the Israelites have been there since time immemorial, literally.
Yeah.
They've literally been there. They're like the first recorded settlers there. No, we are. We thought, no, you're not. You came from another land to make war on the Holy Land.
Yeah.
With the Israelites. And now all of a sudden it's your land? You took the land from somebody else. How the fuck is it your land when you took it?
Yeah.
Like when the Israelites came to the land of Canaan, which is modern day Israel.
Yeah.
Was anybody there?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a fucking human in existence that lived there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just land.
Yeah. And well, it was the land of the Canaanites, but still it was land.
The Canaan, what? Now, you remember me talking about this on my own podcast.
Yeah.
And what happened to the Canaanites?
All died out.
No. What happened to the Canaanites? The Canaanites moved their entire civilization, every last stick, every last pet, every last fart. They moved it somewhere else because they were going to war with another country.
Yeah.
They were gone for 100 years. The land started to revert back to itself. It was looking like it did before they settled it.
Yeah.
The Israelites come in and settle this bitch, and like, what is it, 40 to 80 years after they get done settling?
Yeah.
The Canaanites come back like, you're in our spot. I didn't see any markers for any land here, motherfuckers. And God said we have it. God apparently made you move your entire civilization.
Yeah.
We couldn't find any, there's no record of anybody living in the land of Canaan. There's no record of anybody living in the land of Canaan except in the historical record.
Yeah.
Except for the Israelites living there when they settled there because they made it their permanent settlement.
Yeah.
The Canaanites wrote about it, but they didn't leave anything behind to mark their own territory. So they be fucked in my book.
Yeah.
Like if I left to go make war for 150 years and then came back like, what are you doing on my property? What the fuck am I doing complaining about my property? I abandoned it over 100 years ago.
It'd be like,
it's stupid.
It'd be like, bye, Felicia.
I'd be telling myself to fuck off on that one, but yeah, that and the Canaanites abandoned their land to go fight a war. Why would you move your entire civilization over to fight a war, and then when you come back, like 3 generations later, or whatever the case is, this was our land. What happened?
You moved away.
You left. You abandoned the land. The land didn't have any signs of civilization there.
Yeah.
And according to the archaeological record, there is no record of them being there. It's only the Canaanites, and it's only the record of the Canaanites that proves that they were actually there.
Yeah.
So when you abandon your land, okay, you give that up, and then all of a sudden the Muslim people come in, we want this land and we will kill you to get it. Fuck off. And then when they started going genocidal on them, that's when a lot of the Jews had to move.
Yeah.
They didn't want to leave their homeland. It was their fucking land. They settled it.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to leave at all. It wasn't the fact that we'll leave because there's a war going on. It was, they're killing all of us. We need to leave. Yeah. And then they come back and fucking victored over them. So yeah, this thing of the Palestinians owning the land, like, no. You stole land from people that were already there.
Yeah.
Who had a rightful claim to it. I mean, the land is empty. There's nobody there. God told them to take it. So they took it. And then the original occupants come back like, what are you doing in my house? Dude, when we came here, there wasn't anything here. We picked up everything and left. For 3 fucking generations?
Yeah.
You have no more claim. I mean, if somebody came back and told me that my great grandfather owed him $20 and now I owe that with interest.
Yeah.
Boing.
I'd
tell you to fuck off because you have no claim.
Yeah, just like you have all these progressive Democrats in Congress that's urging the United States to stop funding Israel because they're colonizing civilization. They're on land that don't belong to them.
No, they're not a colonizing civilization. Palestinians are colonizing civilization, and they keep doing it time and time again. History will show that.
Yeah.
If you're not using woke or TikTok history to learn that, you'll figure that out. Because all these people are like, I've got all these records. No, you have made up records of bullshit you want to believe. I know the historical records. I've been studying this shit for years.
Yeah, and a United States Congresswoman, she's progressive Democrat, proceeded to leave, stood up on a podium the other day, goes, from the river to the sea, my people will be free.
And that's actually against United States policy to do that. And the fact that students are doing these things tells you how many people are so stupid they get influenced by TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube from the extreme left.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've watched some of these videos, and, okay, you remember the name Hebron, right?
Yeah.
You remember the city of Hebron?
Yeah.
Now, there are maps that go back fucking centuries, if not thousands of years. Hebron has not changed its name in many millennia.
Yeah.
It's been the same city. The Palestinians are calling it their city. We settled this city. Really? Then why does it have a fucking Hebrew name? Hebron is Hebrew.
Yeah.
It's not Muslim. You learned something yet? Did ya? Hebron is Hebrew. It was founded by the Jews. It's been there for fucking centuries, if not millennia. So when they say that the Palestinians named it, why the hell would Muslims or Palestinians name something
Hebrew
or Jewish? Why do they give it a Jewish name? They wouldn't. That's where the problem is, people. People are learning this shit off of TikTok that, oh, Hebron is an ancient Palestinian city. Are you stupid? I don't even remember what the fuck the name Hebron means. but I know it's not Palestinian or Islamic or Muslim.
No, if it was
it's fucking Hebrew.
If it was Islamic or Muslim, it would be a Muslim name.
In the Muslim and it's faith. Clearly not. And it's people have been pulling up. People are like, well, no, and we've thousands of people have been pulling up maps.
Yeah.
That show that Hebron was there since even before the Palestinians knew what to call the place. There was a place called Hebron.
Yeah.
So this shit of them being there forever? No. When they got there, it was already named. So your claim of them already no. It's bullshit. It's dead. You're over it. Get over it.
Bye-bye. See ya. Move on.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap this up because my throat's getting dry, even though I've been drinking this huge fucking gullet of water. Like, I'm getting empty now, and when I came over here, it was more than half full. But on my podcast, that's why I'm looking at my camera, I will have more for you later in another podcast because I got to make another podcast, damn it. And hopefully I get some insight back from you guys. Yeah, it's sort of interesting, to say the least. Remember, I'm not making the history up that I'm quoting. We both know this history. We both took history class. This is not hard shit to learn. If your TikTok history teaches you all these woke things, get a better teacher. Like, seriously.
Or get rid of TikTok.
Are you kidding? Gen Z getting rid of TikTok?
I'm talking about freaking the politicians.
No, let the kids get off of TikTok, and watching it, the entire generation will crash. But anyway, I look forward to seeing comments, videos, or response videos if you care to send them. Whatever you want on my podcast, go ahead and do it. This will be titled Food for Thought. Let's call it part 1. Okay? So peace out on my podcast. And for his podcast.
Like, subscribe, and share not only my podcast, but his podcast. Because we do this for you guys. And
yeah. Like I said like I told the viewers on my one of my latest podcasts, we're not getting paid. Well, our channels cannot be demonetized because we haven't monetized them.
No,
we're doing this because we enjoy the shit out of it. So if it offends you, fuck off.
Yeah. We
can't demonetize what's not monetized. Worst they can do is send us a thing saying, "Well, you have to change this out of the other." Now. Yeah, so that goes with that. We enjoy making these videos. We're not monetized, thank God. Oh, come on, you're gonna leave me hanging? He's having to look at the camera like, is he holding up his fist? Okay, you do your outro.
All right. Like I said, like, subscribe, share my channel as well as his channel.
I am the Skeptical Scotsman.
That's what he believes.
No, that's the name of my channel.
You guys have a good night and peace out.
Okay, and absolutely watch the live stream.